What's up, solar family? How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. I totally apologize. I've been sick over the last, I want to say 3 or 4 days. My daughter was sick, and then you know how that works. They just kind of pass it along like a marathon baton, right? That kind of rhymes. But yeah, I've been sick over the last couple of days, and I still getting over this cold. Luckily, I didn't have a fever, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about how to prevent realtors from killing your deals, right? What I mean by that is, when you guys have consultations with homeowners, there's always going to be a few objections that come up, right? And one of the objections that come up is, hey, this sounds great. Let me talk to my realtor, right? Or let me talk to my CPA or whatnot, right? But this is pertaining to realtors. So you're like, okay, cool. Go ahead, talk to your realtor. Make sure this is a good deal, because maybe, you know, the homeowner is planning to sell their house in the future, and they just want to verify to make sure there's no hangups or whatnot, right? But in defense of the realtors, right? Because I have a lot of friends and family. My mother-in-law is actually a broker as well. In defense to them as well, to realtors and brokers, we as solar consultants actually screwed up a lot of their potential commissions, right? Because of the misinformation that we sometimes give, whether that's intentional, and I hope it's not intentional, or sometimes it's just lack of information or lack of education. That's why we give misinformation to our homeowners. Next thing you know, they put solar in their house, and next thing you know, there's problems when they sell the house in the future, right? So in defense to realtors and brokers, we as consultants, solar consultants, we actually also screwed up a lot of deals for these guys as well, right? But in defense of the solar consultants, right? So for you to be on the good side of the homeowner and the realtor, first and foremost, you want to make sure that you're educated on all the options, because not every option is going to be the best for the homeowner, especially if they're planning to sell the house, right? Obviously, the best option, in my opinion, and ideally for a lot of homeowners, is the finance or the cash option, right? Finance or cash, because there's no strings attached to that, right? At the end of the day, when they do decide to sell their house in the future, it's not a liability. And for a lease option, whether that's a PPA or whatnot, there may be liabilities, right? If the homeowner decides to sell their house in the future, but that's a totally different video, right? Different video. But as far as getting into the realtor's good side, right? Because you know this is gonna come into play with your homeowners, right? Because they're gonna have objections. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk to my realtor. So the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you weave into your conversation that if you decide to finance your system or pay for it outright, it will actually increase your property value, right? So there are proven statistics from the Berkeley Lawrence Laboratory, right? I kind of butchered that name. Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, National Laboratory. They are basically the department or the division that does all the research for the Department of Energy for the United States, right? So these guys actually lay the law down as far as like incentives and how much your property value will go up and things like that. There are articles, right? There are articles from the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory that an average home's property value, and obviously this may fluctuate a bit depending on where you live in the country, the average home is the property value increase about 4%, right? The great thing is this is facts, right? This isn't something subjective that, you know, someone can say, hey, you know, that's not true or whatnot. Unless you work for Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory and you work for the Department of Energy and you do research for the Department of Energy, then you would definitely have an opinion to that. But for the majority of the population that doesn't work for the Department of Energy, it's facts. So what you need to do is weave this in your conversation when you're having a conversation with the homeowner and say, hey, you know what? The property value is going to go up. And the great thing is, here's an article. Because as you guys know, documentation beats conversation all day long, right? Documentation beats conversation all day, hands down. Right? Because I know you guys are really good salesmen and women out there. But when you show them proof, here it is, here's an article from the Department of Energy, which is ran through the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, then it's facts, right? It's facts. And when they do decide to talk to their realtor and you already armed them with this information, whether, you gave them an article, or maybe you go one step further and say, hey, let me talk to your realtor, or send me their email information. And what I'll do is I'll also forward them the email or the article that I have, because a lot of times too, realtors are misinformed, right? Because in the past, like I said, we have screwed up deals for them as well, right? We have screwed up deals when they could have closed the home and for some reason they couldn't close the home because it had a leased solar system or whatnot, right? So in behalf of the realtors out there, we have also created problems for them as well, right? So the best thing that we can do is educate each other, especially the realtors, on the facts, right? Not misconceptions, not what they believe, but facts, right? So it's really, really important to let your homeowner know, hey, Mr. Homeowner, it will increase your property value. Here's the facts, right? Here's the facts. Here's an article. And from there, they're going to believe you a lot more, right? Because it's actual facts. It's done by, this research is done by Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, which they conduct all the research for the Department of Energy for the United States, right? So that's facts, right? That's no fluff. That's all facts. And if you guys want a copy, a PDF copy of that article that you can use during your consultation, personal message me if you guys are watching this on Facebook. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, reach out to me as well. You can email my team at support@jamesthesolarenergyexpert.com. You can email us and I could definitely send you a copy of that you should use at every consultation, right? You need to weave that into your consultation, somewhere in your consultation, right? Show them the actual facts, give them a copy, or even, print it out and just say, here's a copy for you to have. So you can share it with your realtor. You guys can read it over, because documentation beats conversation all day long, right? So if you guys want to learn more strategies like these are the things that a lot of my students are using to increase their sales conversion, right? We're not waiting and being reactive for a homeowner to tell us, hey, I don't think the property value is going to go up, or my realtor said this, that, and other. We're being more proactive, and we're actually showing them and telling them and reaching out to their realtor and showing them and telling them as well before they do their own research. And then now they have this misconception, right? So it's really, really important to be more proactive when you're talking about property values and, increased property values because of solar. And obviously, not every solar system or option is going to increase the property value. That's a totally different video, right? If you finance your system, if it's cash out right, it definitely will increase your property value. But if you have a leased or a PPA system, it's actually more a liability, right? And obviously, I totally understand where you would actually need to sell a homeowner a leased or a PPA. But like I said, that's a totally different video. Other than that, hopefully you guys got some value from this video. If you guys are watching me on Facebook, make sure you guys hashtag replay. If you guys are watching a replay, if you guys are watching live, say what's up. And if you guys are watching me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you guys get all my updated videos as it comes out. Hopefully that gave you guys some value. Peace out. Have an amazing day.